and you're listening to a WNBA State of Mind, the sports podcast for women about things that matter to us and more. So come join us on your podcast platform. Coach Fred Williams, he's on my show again. He's becoming a permanent fixture. He played outstanding college ball at Boise State. He served as an assistant coach at the University of Southern California. I remember those days from 1983 to 90. And as a head coach from 1995 to 97, I remember those days too. In the WNBA, you coached me in Utah. We had a fantastic time. Man, I tell you what, I got visions in my head of you running around, playing beyond us, and you're probably still doing it now, Coach. That's why you're cracking it. You crack it up. Was in Utah with the Stars, who are now the Las Vegas Aces. Okay, you later served as assistant coach with the Charlotte Sting. You've been around. Mm-hmm. You've been around. You went to San Diego Siege in the NWBL before joining the Atlanta Dream as an assistant coach in 2009. Afterwards, you served as an assistant again, a head coach, a GM of various teams, including Atlanta, Tulsa, Dallas, and now Los Angeles. Coach, welcome to a WNBA State of Mind where we mainly discuss basketball, but we love other sports. Today, of course, makes for an all-star cast of ballers. We're going to have a great show today. Coach.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
the first time you were on the show.
Thank you.
Was October of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it hasn't been 2 years, but it just rolled around so quick. Because when I started the show, I started it at a weird time.
Yeah.
And, you're still doing the same thing. However, I talked to you. You guys were in the bubble. And you were on the outside.
Right.
You developed the commentating aspect of yourself. Were you doing any commentating this season?
Yeah, this season I was, and still is now, doing commentating for ESPN Plus. A lot of local games here in the Texas area. So a lot of Baylor games, TCU, UT Arlington, women's basketball, and some men's games. But I'm just trying to get into that groove and that feel of doing some sideline action with the games.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay a part of the game. You know so much about it. We as ball players, we end up honing so many different skills. Whether it's coaching, or if it's commentating, or it's video coordinating, or it's scouting, or basketball is just so enriched with so many different opportunities. You can't just focus on being a player. You can sit on the sideline and make a lot of money. As a matter of fact, you can wash clothes and make six figures.
That's right. Absolutely.
Out there.
Absolutely.
Those NBA that are over there being equipment managers, I tell you, they got a lot. They're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, Coach, you've been in the WNBA for more than 15 years or so.
Wow. Yeah. Ooh, it's been
conversation.
Yeah, it's been like 23, about 20. It's my 23rd season, Goody, in the W. And I started in '97, and I had some great years early. Learned a lot from a lot of players and a lot of organizations. And for me, being in the 23rd year now. I want to hit that big number of 25 or maybe 30 seasons with the W in some capacity, because I like giving to the women's game and helping the ladies get to another level. So yeah, I'm fortunate. WNBA put a lot of bread on my table.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've always loved to have you. You're such an intricate part and such an important piece of the fabric of the WNBA. And I just want to say to you,
thank you.
You always call me, you always check on me.
Yes.
You email, you're that one. And so I appreciate you being my angel and always checking on me and making sure I'm good. There's gotta be, every single year, you got different talent coming in
Mm-hmm.
here. So like it's an art form to have longevity, because every single year you have to make an adjustment,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the circumstances are. So give some advice to a young aspiring coach, or somebody who may only have 3, 4, 5 years in it. Give them some advice on how to stick to it, and how to keep the love and the passion and the fire going.
Well, I think there's a lot of ways, but I think 3 ways for me that I've always taken is, be true, to yourself, and be true to you, to other people. And if you can be you and just be true, that's good, because then you can be honest about a lot of things that you come across with players, organizations, and that type thing. The other is, respect the players with passion. Coach them with passion, but respect them. You have to have that tough love, but, put them on the right path and keep them going. And I'd say the third thing, Goody, would be, know who your truthful, check this out, know who your truthful friends are in this business, because you can get some that, be side mouthing you, and then they take your message somewhere else and stab you right in the back. So I know who my truthful friends are. And, I can say highly that you are one of my truthful friends, that's for sure.
I appreciate that, and I reciprocate that, and that's valuable information, because it is important. Not every pat on the back, not every hug, not every smile in your face, is always going to be that. It could be the
Right.
That's great advice to know. It's unfortunate, but there's wickedness in high places.
Yeah.
Dwells there, definitely dwells there. And Coach, last season, I tell you, it was a tough season for you guys in LA. Who's accustomed to winning?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that.
Well, it was tough. We had lost some players in free agency, and they were star players for us, and they went on with other teams. We had to fill the void in some spots, and we was really trying to find our way throughout the course of the season. When you get players back from overseas and doing trades and stuff like that, it takes a while for things to gel, and sometimes it takes a half a season, sometimes it takes a full season, sometimes it takes a year. But I thought it was a great journey for us last year, being very competitive on the floor. Missed the playoffs by 1 game, but for us, it was the journey. Having fun, everybody competing, and this year it's all about us getting out there and making some things happen. But last year we take and we don't forget. We take and we don't forget. So we just have to build on what we have established a little bit last year and the year before, and advance it on up to another level.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a funny thing, because I had the same conversation with Coach Stanley when she was on the show, just talking about you guys taking your bumps and bruises, and to not look at the final score, because you guys were really always in the games. It wasn't like you were getting blown out. You guys were, competing. And that sometimes as a coach, you're satisfied with just that, when things go that bad. So, it was about you guys going through your bumps and bruises, and I'm watching and I'm like, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. You got my kid, you got Brittany Sykes out there, Jersey out there.
Yeah, slam.
And right there, boy, tried to recruit her to Old Dominion.
Yeah.
So, that kid, straight out of Newark, right over there at University High School.
Yeah.
That kid can play. She got the heart of a tiger, of a lion. I know what her heart is made of, because we from the same place.
Yeah.
She's definitely a keeper. I like her defense. She's a glove. She's good in the locker room. Likes her pants. All right, all those things.
Hey, Goody. She's all WNBA all defense team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that says a lot of what she has done and her work ethic over the past few years. And everybody really seen her as just an offensive type player, but no, she sticks it on defense big time.
Yeah, absolutely. She got a lot of pride and a lot of heart, and that's one thing I like about her. And you can't create that. You know, that's got to be something that's within somebody, that person wants to play defense and go hard and dive on the floor. You know, and I'm glad that you brought her out there to Cali, and you guys have embraced her, and she's found a home for a while. You know, and so I want to thank you guys for that. I'm just gonna say these 4 names.
I like your look. Like I would say these. You say these 4 names.
I'm just gonna say these 4 names. They got people talking. You got people on their toes. Okay, everybody's talking about LA again. All right. Katie Lou Samuelson.
Yeah. Shooter.
Jordan Canada.
Iverson.
Okay. Chip on the shoulder. We ain't gotta say nothing else. Kennedy Carter.
Uh-oh.
There go the other Chip.
Kind of Carter Hollywood. We call her Hollywood.
Hollywood gonna put on a show out there. Okay, it's just gonna be purely on the strength of just some payback. Jordan, the same. And you know I can't even say Liz's name. I'm having a hard time saying Liz Cambage to you. You already know.
Yeah.
Talked a couple weeks ago. I already knew about that. And I'm like, you know what? This just ain't sitting with me, man.
Hey, you know, all those players that you named there really, you know, they've really worked hard. I know that a lot of them been through a lot of things, you know, in life. And the WNBA is all about life-changing experiences. And, you know, for us to have a talented group of young ladies, you know, come in and, you know, for me, I feel very fortunate to work with them. Coach Fisher's done a great job, you know, GM-wise of putting this pool of players together. And there's some nice players that we lost too in the whole concept.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we just really, our eyebrows are up right now and just can't wait to get into the gym and start working with these young ladies when they, you know, come back from overseas and just having a good season. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, you guys have a winning tradition in LA. And so I knew eventually it would come back, whether it was going to be through hard work or it was going to be through you guys putting, you know, bringing some players in there. But it's actually both of those things coming together. Hard work, and then you guys got some great players to come in. So with these players, the 4 names, I'm just going to call them the 4 names. And you got Taya Cooper, the Gumake sisters over there, Sykes. What can we look forward to this season? You know, because your wings are running. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've seen anybody run like me and Marie on the wings yet, but you know, got them right.
Yeah, Goody can run. I know you. You can run now. You were the best slasher and still the best slasher in the game for sure. If you got one-on-one, it was either you're gonna get fouled or you're gonna make the shot.
Oh, we're gonna have it, coach.
But Goody
practicing with you every day.
Hey, but one player that is a big that we're looking forward to, is leading us in a way, is Christy Tolliver. You know, we have Tolliver, and she's going to be her and NECA big leaders for us, and you know, looking for some big things from that whole group. I know that the franchise and organization is just, like I said, head over heels over it. And you know, I'm just licking my chops because, you know, I've always been a great offensive coach. I love defense, but I like to run. You know, I like to run and do things, but I like you to play game. And playing offense is like entertainment. People want to be entertained. They want to see the finger roll, you know, the 3-pointer, the slash to the hoop, the good rebound and push it up the floor and finish it all the way. That's what they like to see.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they're used to seeing.
Yeah.
You know, it is what they're used to seeing out there in LA. You know, you guys spoiled them with, you know, all of the championships that you guys honed over there, you know, having fantastic players over there, another fantastic player right from up out of here, Tamika Dixon. you know, and just bringing guards in there like that got that guard play. You don't have to get up the floor. Now all of a sudden you guys got fast as I don't know what. Okay, so you're gonna be real interested. It's gonna be real interesting to see how people match up. And I'm glad that you brought enlightenment to Chrissy Tolliver. I want to talk about her player watch, because I was gonna say what players to watch. She's gonna be a kid in a candy factory, literally dropping dimes. You got Cam Bays, you got Carter, you got Katie Lou. You know, now all of a sudden you guys have this ridiculously crazy drawing kick.
Right. I mean, that's the name of the game.
You didn't have last year.
Right. That's the name of the game. You know, in this league, it's all about, you know, especially when you know, on offense, it's all about drag screens and double drag, pick and pop. You know, most of your centers and 4 players right now are shooting threes, opening up the floors, just like the European style ball back, you know, in the day, even now. But the main thing is we can really utilize our size, our quickness and speed, and pretty much switch in every possession of defense as we're going to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we didn't even talk about the defensive side, how, you know, you guys don't really lose a whole lot, except maybe with Liz switching off on Brittany or something like that. You know, if you guys wanna switch on everything, you really don't lose any ground. The only person that doesn't switch is her, if it just so happens to be that type of situation. But like I said, you guys got real fast, in a hurry, talk of the town. Your style of basketball, your style of play is going to be different. And I really felt like the key to like really having a good season for any team on the West Coast is going to be their matchup against Brittany Griner.
Yeah, I mean, it's what Griner and said in Vegas, you know, also they have size, but I think with what we trying to accomplish here was just having balance in every position, and at least have 2 or 3 players in every position that can come in. And, you know, in this league, it's going to be fast paced this year because of the season is condensed in. And so you got to have players that's going to have to play a lot of minutes early in the season. And then you got to have the players who don't get a lot of minutes, get those minutes in the second half of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I was saying, I had posted up on Twitter a couple of weeks ago. I was like, listen, you know, if you come into training camp less than 80%, it's a wrap for you. You're going home.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, real pros come into training. I say this all the time to players. Real pros come to training camp in shape.
Absolutely. The only thing I'm doing when I got to camp was working on my shot.
Right.
And comprehending the plays.
Right.
If you come into camp, you gotta work on your shot, comprehend the plays, all right, and get in shape, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
From the start. So that's why it's so important and it's imperative to be active and do stuff. That's why overseas is a great product. I know that we all want to stay home. Everybody wants to stay home. You know, oh, let's stay home all year long. But if you stay home all year long in a shortened season, that's not going to be good for you. You know, WNBA doesn't run as long as the NBA runs, you know, and then you get 2.5 months off to relax and then you come back because your body needs it because you played 90 games. That's how the PBL was constructed. We played 70 games.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing. I love that. I love playing over them games. That was a lot of games we played over there in that league.
Yeah. You
know, and you got longevity and all of that. But it's not that way. So overseas is a great tool. I see you got, you know, there's a couple of players over there right now that are just getting it in. And, you know, that's the place to be because when you come in rhythm. You know, come right into training camp in rhythm. I would take a week off. Me and Coach Harvey would get into it. A week off and I'll be there. But we're in training camp. I'm in shape. I'll be there. I ain't worried about the little kids. I'm gonna be all right. Rolling in.
Yeah.
You know? And it's the way that it is. So, you know, kudos to you guys. I'm really looking forward to you guys having a great season. Now, how can people keep up with you on social media? I mean, and what you got new in the work, Coach? Because I know you're making music.
Yeah, I do my music on the side. I do a lot of disclosure sounds for commercials and things that you may hear on TV. Beats. I create beats and stuff. So that's what I engineered in my own home studio here. And I'm working on my next album, which will come out in April, which is called What's Your Flavor? And so it's a combination of jazz, hip hop type beats. But as far as me finding me somewhere on the social net, goody, I'm old school. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have a FaceTime. I'm a Facebook. I ain't got none of that stuff. All I have is, you can go to freddiebass.com, which is spelled with a Y. freddiebass.com. You can find all you want on there, and that's it. But I don't do the other stuff. I just don't.
Coach.
I don't.
What's up with you browsing around on Twitter and Instagram as a guest?
Yeah.
Checking it out and leaving. You ain't saying nothing. No mark, no trace. I know you know everything that's going on because you tell me stuff. So
yeah. I mean, you know how I find out stuff? My wife tells me because she's one of the gurus.
Like, look, baby.
Right.
What they saying?
Right. I say, okay.
Tell you what.
See, Goody, if people say too much of the wrong thing, I come look for them. See, I got that comping side come out of me.
No, and Coach, pushing buttons like this, like Goody, come out, Goody. Good, they want the Goody from the basketball court to come out because they think that that's still my personality. I am so far from her. It's not even funny. You get people still holding you to stuff that you did on the basketball court. I got people still mad at me because I gave them 25. I gave them 31. They still mad. So if you can't get over it, it's all good. I love you. You know how it is. Okay, got basketball. I'm sitting over here trying not to peek to this side. I got game over here watching the G League, then play over here.
Yeah.
72-68. Cleveland is losing. They need to step it up. But just basketball, I'm a kid in a popcorn factory.
Yeah.
So, Coach, with that being said, you're listening to a WNBA State of Mind. I got my coach, Fred Williams, on here, a.k.a. Freddie Bass, LA Sparks. Give me, because FanDuel is getting on my nerves. They pinging my email about this All-Star. Okay, give me some FanDuel picks for tonight. Team LeBron or Team Durant?
Wow, I don't know. I mean, you can flip that in the air right there. Seriously.
It's gonna be a battle like this in Seattle.
Yeah, I mean that game could be like 202 to 203.
And it's gonna go from fun, to competitive real quick. It's gonna go from 0 to 100. I know it is. Yeah. It really is. It's gonna be interesting to watch. Okay, MVP.
I would have to go with Giannis.
Okay. Giannis over LeBron at home. I mean, if that's your story, stick to it.
That's my story. I mean, Giannis, to be honest with you, Giannis is one of my favorite players to watch on the NBA side of things.
Oh, me too. Me too. Okay, so who goes off tonight? LeBron, Steph, Giannis. Who goes off tonight?
I think a combination of those three players really go off balance-wise. I think LeBron, kind of makes it happen.
I think LeBron gonna show out on purpose. I'm just trying to see how many players are gonna concede, to the challenge, because he gonna want to take over. It's Cleveland, so I want to see how many people concede or how many gonna be like, yo, listen, I'm here too, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So it could turn into all kinds of whatever, but
all kind of madness tonight.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm so looking forward to it. Coach, I appreciate you coming on the show. I'm not gonna keep you. It's Sunday. I love you.
No problem.
Coming back on anytime you want to come on to give some updates, you know, with the 4 names.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, one name I can't even say. I'm still trying to absorb this whole thing.
It's all good, Goody. And hey, I want to say before we get off, rest in peace, Lucille Harris, Medina Dixon.
Yes.
You know, the sisters and queens that had started this for the ladies. And you also motivate me as a coach to make it happen too. But yeah, peace and love to them.
And we're going to take it out on that one. WNBA State of Mind. Got my coach on here, Fred Williams, LA Sparks, Sammy Sosa. We out.